On today's wrestling news, is CM Punk going to go to WWE?
Bray Wyatt's latest message on SmackDown.
Got a brand new AEW signing.
And a big old gimmick match has been revealed for Crown Jewel on SmackDown. We've got a few more things sprinkled in there as well.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the news time? Yes, my name is Phil Chambers and I'm joined by Gareth Morgan and Salty Sea Dog to talk all things wrestling. But before we get into it, that's the words. Like the video, comment down below, click the timestamps in the description to go to different stories, all that good stuff. But CM Punk, you obviously have heard of him and everything that's happened since the fallout thing, whatever they're going to call it, at the All Out press conference. Well, I'm just going to have a quick rundown of everything we know up to this point, and then there's a little bit of new news on top of that. So, the first thing that's like the first official act, I guess, to come from the All Out press conference fallout is that Ace Steel has been released. That's the first thing. He's gone. He is out of the company. And then Meltzer released his Observer newsletter yesterday, saying that AEW and CM Punk are in talks about a buyout of his contract. But there apparently is some kind of hold up to this because of a non-compete clause. Now, Meltzer went on to say that this could be due to potential interest from either Punk or WWE about a return to WWE, but when he was talking about it in the newsletter, it was all kind of speculation on his part as to sort of why there would be a hold-up in regards to a non-compete. And it obviously makes sense. There's no other companies in the world probably that would pay Punk the kind of money that he'd be looking at for a big return. So that's all kind of speculation. But then there was a new report from Fightful Select that has come out. And they have been speaking to sources from WWE, and they said that speaking on sort of background of the situation, that the Triple H regime is open to anything within reason for the right money, creative, and situation. And I've got another quote from the report, which just says that Triple H wants to be a success and make compelling programming more than anything. CM Punk back in WWE is compelling programming, but I can't see it being a full-time deal like what he has in AEW because of the exact reason, because of exactly what happened in AEW. That's even if he has interest, if he gets a buyout, he may not need to work again. I mean, that last sentence is stupid. CM Punk never needs to work again forever because he's a rich man. Like, obviously, the buyout doesn't make a difference about that. But it is interesting, very interesting, that the holdout in this contract is the fact that there's a buyout in there somewhere. The non-compete clause, sorry. That genuinely means that one of the parties, at least, is thinking that like the other one is going to be going somewhere else, and they need this to happen. They need to have this in place. Obviously, Punk's injured, so he couldn't go back to anywhere for quite a long time anyway. So it's all kind of up in the air. What it doesn't look like is that Punk is going to be sticking around with AEW. It feels like they're definitely finding ways to release him from his contract, whether that's something that he wants or whether that's something that Tony Khan wants. Nobody knows apart from those two at this point. So it's all up in the air and it's all very interesting.
Yeah, like you said, I think that's the key takeaway. I mean, you can jump on the excitement of, maybe he might be going to WWE then because of like what you're saying there, like compelling programming, he fits that bill. But I think the key thing within all of this is it just doesn't look like AEW is a place for him anymore. Like, I think that's the big thing. But on both of those stories, the buyout, obviously, but then the fact that there's been these rumblings in the first place, it just doesn't seem like. I think for a time, a lot of us were thinking, maybe time will heal this wound. Maybe there is a chance. You don't know. That, like, again, the never say never thing within wrestling, just in general, it always plays into these kind of situations. But it does feel like we're creeping towards that exit. Like, it's creeping towards we're going to get that announcement one day. We'll wake up and go, the AEW have come to the terms of release for CM Punk, and then what does the future hold? Then I don't think he'll go, personally. I can't see it. I think the damage there is done to such a degree that I know it's a very different regime now, but he left wrestling for 7 years because of the pain and everything that was caused from that company. His first promo for AEW was talking about how he was going to get sick and probably die if he stayed in that company. There's been a lot that's gone on within the year since then, but I don't think that much has gone on. And like you said, sorry, go on.
Like, you've got to, all of the, sorry, just interrupted you completely, but all of the recent comebacks and things have been sort of Triple H's boys and things that bring back that have been released under the Vince McMahon regime. CM Punk was never one of Triple H's boys.
No.
So that was There was never a real deep, longing friendship there.
Quite
between
the
Triple H and
opposite,
CM
you
Punk.
could say. He literally turned him down. He said, "I do not want to wrestle this man at WrestleMania. You want to wrestle me." So
It basically boils down to which person does CM Punk hate the least, and does CM Punk even want to be involved in wrestling anymore? He seemed perfectly happy for the 7 years that he was out.
Yeah, he did. And
is he spiteful enough to make friends with Triple H again just to spite Tony Khan?
Yeah,
Just open up a big old spite store.
And I mean, he's known for dipping into that spike pool every now and again. I don't know. It's intriguing. We're gonna have plenty more videos like this, I'm sure, over the next couple of months. Absolutely. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. But something else that is worth keeping an eye on, I'd say, over the next couple of weeks, months, years. Let's see how it unfolds. Is the Bray Wyatt scenario, situation, whatever you want to call it, that is going down on SmackDown currently, week to week to week. Because once again, we got a promo from Bray. He was backstage this time. He wasn't in front of the crowd. And he was cutting his promo with music in the background. I'm not sure if I'm into this. It's like he kind of muffles over his voice at times, and it's quite hard to catch stuff. But he was doing that, and he was talking about how he didn't really get the chance to properly say what he wanted to say last week because he got cut off by the what appears to be Uncle Howdy, that weird mask and the vignette stuff. He said that he's always had problems, he always has, always probably will do this kind of thing. And last time his problems took him to a place that he probably shouldn't have come back from, but for whatever reason he did. And he was pretty much just saying like how the fans brought him back from the brink. He said he didn't want to be around them, didn't want to be even connected to this universe and everything else, but the fans brought him back and he's thankful for that. And he then said he went a bit odd towards the end of the promo. It felt like something kind of switched in him. He said he mentioned that he knows that the person that he knows what this person wants, this person being Uncle Howdy, who that person is and what they're trying to do, but it won't work. Wyatt's also confessed that he will do some very horrible things on this journey and he won't feel sorry for them this time. And he closed out the promo by saying that he's just a servant now and he goes where the circle takes him, and then he gives us a little cheeky wink and smirked. So it felt like we were going into these kind of weird cryptic waters with Wyatt again here. I was like, I don't really know what's going on. But then, just to make matters even more clear, later on, what appears to be Uncle Howdy, this Uncle Howdy character, interrupted the announcers midway through some announcement, I think, for Crown Jewel for the big championship match. And he started repeating a line saying, "Lying to the ones you love." And then the video included a QR code. And this is where we're going now. We're going down this rabbit hole once more, because this led to a psychiatric evaluation for Wyatt, and the evaluation noted that Wyatt was recorded as having difficulty showing remorse or empathy / conflict with social norms. And it also said he's got a history of disregarding or violating the rights of others. So very harrowing stuff there within this evaluation. A lot of the rest of it was redacted and covered up. It did say that he refused to sign the sheet, so he didn't agree with the evaluation, is what that's hinting at. But then on top of this, we're going even further in. We're here now, we're committing. So the client ID of this translates to a phone number, which is 1-855-211-1333. So if you want to keep that in mind, go and ring that number if you're in America, I'm assuming, because if you do, it includes a voice recording of a man whispering, "Oh no, not me, I never lost control." And then if that wasn't enough, okay, this clip, this vignette also had a shot of a man with a mustache, and there's no real word on who that person is, but it's looking like it may be this Uncle Howdy person, and they literally said, "Howdy." Over to you, Phil.
Thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, it's just more Bray Wyatt nonsense. It's obviously going to keep on going for a long time before we get any answers about any of this. And I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. I like that it's sort of different from the stuff he's done before. It's leaving a lot of questions. It's obviously being a ratings drawer as well, judging by the SmackDown numbers from last week. And it's all good stuff. And I like that they haven't given up on the sort of QR code stuff too, because obviously that drew a lot of attention going into his return. And was really, really successful as a kind of marketing tool for this. But it's kind of nice that they've not given up on that, and they're still putting out Easter eggs for people to go and hunt and find. And I'm sure there's a hell of a lot more in there that people will uncover over the sort of next couple of days or something, as people delve down into this nonsense and find little clues all over the place. So I'm kind of into this, to be honest. have absolutely no idea how this will ever tie into actual wrestling at any point. Not a clue. There's things about like what the circle tells him to do. Is that going to be is that like hinting at a group of people or something, like a family or a circle or something?
It's Vince McMahon and his brass ring, Phil. Come on, get with your program. What's going on here?
Who the hell knows about any of this? But more questions is always good, so long as they do throw in a few answers along the way, so that you can keep on like, this leads to this, and then so you've got to be able to link things and actually make sense of stuff, but also ask more questions so you can go deeper into it. But
my head hurts, Phil. That's all I'll say right now. It's a good thing though.
Let us know in the comments what you think of Bray Wyatt's return, because it's all very intriguing. And obviously some people love Bray Wyatt massively. Some people not so much. So let us know what you think down below. But switching over to AEW for a second, and a brand new signing. And this is just good news. This is just nice, isn't it? Willow Nightingale is all elite. Obviously, we've seen her quite a lot on AEW sort of TV and Dark and Elevation and things for a while, but she's not actually been officially contracted to AEW. But it's all happened now. It technically happened on Rampage last night. She beat Layla Gray, and then afterwards Tony Schiavone announced it in the ring in a very lovely moment. And then Tony Khan put out the big graphic of Willow Nightingale is all elite. It should be noted as well that kind of tying into all of this, she was supposed to be going up against Penelope Ford on Rampage, but Penelope was pulled from that match due to an injury. It's not known yet how bad that injury is or how long she'll be out for, whether it's just a little thing or a big thing, who knows at this point. But we do want to say get well soon to Penelope Ford, because she has been very unlucky with injuries and she is a great talent. But yeah, after the Willow Nightingale match, that happened, Ford was replaced by Layla Gray, who's obviously one of the baddies, and then during the celebration, Jade Cargill came out to kind of crash the celebration and ruin everything for Willow Nightingale, god damn you, and then Nyla Rose came on the big screen in a car with the stolen belt and drove off, and Jade Cargill beat up a bunch of security guards. But yeah, Willow Nightingale is all elite. Good news. I think it's really hard to just not really like Willow Nightingale. Yeah. It's just a ray of positivity on the TV. Yeah,
that's the big takeaway there. A lot of stuff happened on Rampage with this division, but it's good because it's a lot of different plot lines and things to keep up with, and it's attention on the division, which is good. Which is what we want. Good attention. Again, not really much more to add. Willow Nightingale's awesome. Glad that she's all elite. A good acquisition all around. And now, talking about, I don't think it's quite as good, but we'll see. We're talking about Crown Jewel, because Crown Jewel is going to happen in not too long now, November 5th, Bonfire Night. Hey, what a time to be alive. And the program that just keeps on giving, I'm sure you'll agree, is Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross. And Drew McIntyre was on SmackDown, and he said, I got told off by the people in the back and the upper management, all this kind of stuff. And he got very, odd and, I don't know, down the lensy about it all. Great impression, by the way. Thank you very much. I tried my best. I'm an actor, did I tell you this?
Yeah, have you seen?
So yeah, he said that and said, okay, they were angry.
Number 3 or whatever it is.
Coming soon to a television near you, all right? Coming soon. He did a thing, Phil, all right? And my acting skills aside, okay, they're going to have a steel cage match. That's what they agreed on in this meeting. He said it was very uncomfortable. He had uncomfortable conversations, but at the end of this meeting, they said, oh, you're a bad lad, but you're getting a steel cage match in Saudi Arabia. We've all been there. We've all been in them meetings. So that's going to happen.
Been in them steel cages in Saudi Arabia.
It's the only way you can sort these things with the human resources, you know? You got to sit there and it's always there. It's always an option. And they're going to do that. So now an update of that card is Logan Paul against Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal title. Said steel cage HR match. You got the Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley meaty mash of doom. The OC versus Judgment Day. And then another match that was announced on this SmackDown was Braun Strowman versus Omos, the Monster versus the Giant, even though monsters apparently don't exist, but giants do. It's going to be big.
It is going to be big.
There we go.
I don't know how much more I've got to add to this. Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. I'm weirdly looking forward to it. Don't know why. I'm just fascinated by it.
And stay tuned for more uncomfortable conversations in a steel cage.
And there you go.
Sorry.
Anyway, let's move over to your Twitter questions to end the video. Why the hell not? So the first one comes from Eddie Zamery, who says, 2022 words. Let's read this again.
It's been as strange as that sentence.
2022 has wild moments for pro wrestling. What is your best and worst moment so far in 2022?
think my worst moment happened in this video, to be honest.
My worst moment happens in most of our videos. And best moments, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Salty invading them. Apart from our news world, I'd say best. Oh, that Cody pop. I don't know why. I really like that Cody moment. I thought it was just one of those awesome things after it's been so long since we've seen a stadium properly erupt. A full stadium erupt. And the Cody reveal was epic. So that's my best. Then my worst. I'd say just for the fact that I was like, oh, it's over now, was the Punk thing. The all-out thing, just sort of like, oh, this has gone out in a blaze of hell now. And it was just that, the realization that it's done now. It seems like it's over, this ride. So that one, that was my worst.
I'm kind of tempted to pick the All-Out press conference as my best.
I know, that's what I mean.
Of 2022, because it was genuinely incredible in terms of the pure chaos that came out of it. The moment, the sort of internet chatter, the amount of videos we got out of it. And just as a moment in wrestling, it was absolutely incredible. And it was mad to watch. Like, it just should never have happened. But at the same time, it should never have happened. It made AEW look really, 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 really bad. And it's ended the CM Punk reign, which no matter what you say about CM Punk and how it's ended, the year he spent in AEW was genuinely one of the best runs in wrestling history. It was really, really great, including one of the best feuds ever with him and MJF. So I'm tempted to have that as my best and worst, but I don't think you can't like that Cody moment. I was at Mania for it as well, which is even better. So
and that's the same Mania where Austin returned as well, and we've not even mentioned it.
Yeah.
It's just
Cody Rhodes somehow overshadowing Austin's return to the ring is a pretty 2022 moment.
Madness.
Been a mad year. Bring it on. Still time 2022. Next question comes from Jacob Mendros, who says, please assign all members of the WhatCulture office dog breeds, or cat if dog does not apply.
If cat if dog does not apply, I like that bit.
So I'm going to go straight in there. And
go on.
Wilborn is just a big dumb Labrador. It just is. He's just a super excitable, friendly Labrador.
Exactly, in the best way. I think this is pretty much a given, but you're Jack Russell. I mean, you are salty. The human incarnation of salty.
Come here.
Oh.
When they say about owners looking like their dogs.
There you go. There's my bald Persian cat. Oh. No.
I'm going to go for a Staffy for Simon Miller, because he's massive and looks well-hard and like he's going to absolutely destroy you, but like deep down inside, they're just really lovely dogs most of the time.
I'm trying to think, is there like a grumpy dog we could have for Sidgwick?
There's got to be some kind of grumpy dog.
Yeah, like some kind of... I'm trying to think, not like with a droopy face. I don't want to say because Sidgwick does not have a droopy face. He's got a mighty fine, well-placed face. But do you know what I mean? Somebody who just constantly looks like, I can't think what those dogs are. Like a bloodhound or something, just kind of looks at you with that
just an old, face. Tired bloodhound.
Yeah, he's done with your crap. That kind of dog. That'd be good. That'd be good.
Nicholas, what's like the most beautiful dog?
Oh, he's poodle. He's a poodle.
Poodle. Yeah, he's either a poodle. Or those big dogs that have the really, really long straight hair that just kind of prance about.
Yeah, and it's just luscious. He's like Lassie.
What are you?
I think I am a French bulldog, because if I sleep wrong, I die.
Yep, that'll do it. Let us know down in the comments below what culture personalities are as dogs. The next question isn't a question, but it's just a shout out to Brennan, who is getting married tomorrow and would like a shout out. So shout out to Brennan. Congratulations to Brennan and Brennan's fiance, maybe still at this time?
Yeah, I don't know how that
Probably.
works. Yeah, probably.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Cool.
And the last question comes from Jose A. Palomares, who says, morning, you scrumptious legends.
Hey.
May have been why I picked this question.
Howdy.
Just this week, after seeing him on Impact, I have now become obsessed with a WCPW / Defiant legend. Question is, do you believe in Joe Hendry?
I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeah, I do.
If you haven't seen these, I just wanted to give Joe Hendry a shout out for his amazing work in Impact. He's been doing some of the best little vignettes for his debut in Impact Wrestling. They are utterly ridiculous. They have a great song that is very, very catchy. If you know anything about Joe Hendry, he loves his entrance music songs, and he's just done one like back behind the scenes. He's finally going to have a match, I think, next week on Impact. So a massive shout out to Joe Hendry, and go check out the work he's doing on Impact because it is sensational.
It's just joyful.
Good stuff.
It's everything that wrestling should be about. Just fun. Just out of nowhere wackiness. Great stuff.
If you haven't seen them, I don't want to give too much away about them because you've just got to see it for the first time.
Yeah, just enjoy, and then come back to the comment section and thank us because he's awesome.
Indeed. There it is. And that is today's wrestling news. Thank you very much for joining us. If you want, you can follow us over on Twitter. You can follow me at @FillMyChambers. You can follow Gareth
at GMorgan04. I got a frog in my throat then.
You can follow all of us at WhatCulture WWE. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel and comment down below what you think of all of today's stories, including CM Punk maybe possibly going back to WWE, what you think of Bray Wyatt and WhatCulture people as dogs. Let us know. And ups and downs for Rampage and SmackDown are on their way, so they will be up later. So wait for those to come out and go give them a watch. And most importantly, have yourselves a bloody good day.
Bye-bye.